In this video, we'll be carving the bottom two sections of the bird's body, leaving the high points untouched. This means that by the end of the video, if you look at the bird's body from the front end on view, the belly will form a smooth curve. I will be demonstrating the carving with a goldfinch body, but I will also show the progress of the swallow as we go along. Just an FYI, I had planned to demo with the swallow body, but the footage came out a lot better with the goldfinch. However, the carving processes for roughing out the body are exactly the same for both birds, so don't worry. Carving the bird's belly is a bit like carving a hill. First, we'll be carving downhill towards the beak, and then we'll be carving downhill towards the tail. To carve the body, use the whittling hold. Use your index finger as an anchor. And brace the back of the blade with your thumb. Start by carving downhill towards the beak. Watch the video and, when you're ready, you can skip ahead to step 2. Just a quick tip before you do. If your knife is nice and sharp and polished, the wood should have a shiny texture when carved. After a bit of carving, the body will look something like this. You can feel the difference in texture between the carved and uncarved surfaces. So, we've carved downhill towards the beak. Now we're going to carve downhill towards the tail. Continue to use the whittling hold. Use your index finger as an anchor and brace the back of the blade with your thumb. Carve downhill towards the tail. After a while, a peak will start to form in the middle. When looking from the front end on view, this peak will look like a square corner, so we need to keep on carving. However, now we're going to alternate between the two carving directions. Once you've finished carving the first segment, it should look something like this. Remember, this is the goldfinch body. Here's the swallow body for comparison. Notice that the high points are still intact, more or less. Let's look from the front end-on view. The belly now has a smooth curve on one side. Now we're going to carve the other side to make it a mirror image. Here's the goldfinch body again. One side is curved, and the other side still needs to be carved. We're going to follow exactly the same process. Use the whittling hold and carve downhill towards the beak, and then downhill towards the tail. Now that the second segment is carved, the belly is complete. Notice that the high points, that's the pencil lines, are still there, but all the wood in between has been carved. Looking from the front end-on view, you'll see that the belly is one continuous curve. It's also symmetrical. The second segment is a mirror image of the first. This is what the swallow belly will look like once you've carved the second segment. It's very similar to the goldfinch. The design is a slightly different shape, but this is already dictated by the carving blank. All you need to do is carve a smooth curve from one high point to the next. Keep checking the front end-on view as you're carving to see how the curve is developing. And remember, leave the high points intact. If you do that, then you can't go far wrong.